Hi there, this is Lee Thurburn and you're on Livestream Lee. Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be dealing with Bubble. We're going to be spending some more time jumping into and learning some of the fundamentals of Bubble, which is a no-code app development tool. Bubble is an extremely exciting platform. In fact, they just raised $100 million to be able to expand their platform. That's a tremendous investment. And it's a tremendous endorsement of the fundamental soundness of Bubble as a development platform and the excitement that exists in the world or in the software development world about the no-code sort of development environment or trend. Bubble is, I think, the leader in the space. Now, we are developing our own software, Apricot Rocket is. And if you're interested in getting some great, software to build your business, a great directory to get your business listed in and get more exposure. If you're interested in all that kind of stuff, go to apricotrocket.com and check it out. We're actually within a couple of days of doing a pivot in our marketing. And I have been using Bubble as a modeling tool to model for my developers what it is I want them to do. We're not actually using Bubble as our development platform, though we are going to be switching over to it in the not distant future. But my point here is that Bubble is a great tool, and I'm going to show you some things that I've learned. I do have some projects ongoing that I'm working on for some clients that I think are really interesting. So without showing you what I'm doing for my clients, I'm going to show you some techniques and some things that you can do with Bubble so that you can get an idea of what it can do for you. Now, the ultimate end result is this. It is so much less expensive to develop software now with no-code tools like Bubble than it ever has been before, that the cost of custom software development is in the process of dramatically dropping. And so if you previously had to spend $500,000 on, or excuse me, $50,000 on getting a piece of software developed, using Bubble, you should be able to get somebody to develop that software for anywhere between about $10,000 and $20,000, a significant reduction. Now, there's still a cost. It still takes time. And there's still, logic that has to be put into it. But what I'm going to be showing you today is some of the, just some of the ways that Bubble can do some pretty sophisticated things on the back end. Now, I do want to mention one friend of mine that is a supporter of my channel, my broadcast, if you will. And his name is Dan Nelson. And Dan is a genealogist, but I think of Dan more as a historian and as a storyteller. Every 2 weeks on Saturday morning, Dan puts out a newsletter. And his newsletter is filled with interesting little stories and tidbits about stuff that he's come across. Now, not about the family's histories that he is investigating, because, of course, that's confidential, but he does put out information that he kind of runs across in the process of doing his research. And he comes across some really crazy, interesting stuff. If you're a historian, or if you like historical information, if history's kind of, one of the things you like learning and watching about, you need to go to livestreamlee.com, livestreamlee.com, and click on the Dan Nelson button and sign up for his newsletter. Dan does an incredible job of putting out interesting newsletters. I think you're going to like his newsletter if you're a history buff. And so just go check out Dan's newsletter. All right, now without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump in to Bubble. And what we see on screen here, let me kind of click over here. Let's see, make sure what I'm seeing on screen. I got to share a different screen, so I'm sharing the wrong screen. Let me share the correct screen here. Here we go, Bubble Editor. That's the one we want. And let me just double check and make sure that you're watching the editor so that I know that you're seeing what I'm seeing. So let's get the editor up here. Come on, Bubble Editor. It's loading a page. In fact, I wonder if I might have made a mistake by I might have done this wrong. Let's see here. Maybe I need to go to bubble.io. Let's try this again. So let's go to Bubble. Loading my apps. There we go. Now I need to click here and load this app. Sorry for the delay. I just clicked on kind of the wrong screen to share, and then I closed the screen and I lost my connection. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to stop share. This time I'm going to pick the correct screen, Bubble Editor. Click on that. Let's make sure that you're seeing the thing. Ah, there we go. Okay, so you're seeing the right thing. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a couple of other pages that I'm working on. So here's the index. This is a mock-up of the new website that I'm working on. And I think I showed you my basically a, what do we call it? A starting list page, start listing. Is this the start listing page? Let's see here. Is this? Yeah. So I showed you how I built these panels here with the different boxes on them. And I showed you how I'm just going to go ahead and launch this. I think this will change in the screen. So let's see here. Yep. Nope, it didn't change. Actually, so I guess I'm going to need to, how do I do this? I want to show everything. Stop share, share screen. I think I'm just going to go with entire screen. Share, so highlight entire screen. So now when I click over here, let's go look at Bubble. Yeah, there we go. This is a little confusing, isn't it? All right, so I think I'm sharing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yes, now I'm sharing the correct screen. Okay, so this is what the page I was editing looks like, and this was the stuff down here at the bottom that I showed you how to create. So next, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to go to a different kind of page. This is a create profile page. So the create profile page is a page that could be used. It's basically a sample of a form being put on a page where you can collect information from somebody. And then that information goes into your database. And from there, you can do things to it. So what I've done on this page, I'm just going to go ahead and click preview so that you can see what that page looks like. And so here is what the page looks like. So there's a big form on the left-hand side that collects a lot of information. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to recreate that form, or at least a portion of it, and show you how you would use that form to collect information. Now, the information goes into the database. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to the editor, and I'm going to do the following. I actually created, last time I created, I think it's called test. Maybe it's new test. I think a new test. Here we go. So new test. I created a form. I did this really fast last time, but this is a form over here on the right that allows you to collect data, and it puts it into a database. And so here on the left is a sample repeating cell group that allows you to see information live from a database. So if I go ahead and click preview, now this is going to come up, and I'm going to go ahead. And so we've got three different things here in this. There's no scrolling because it's just got three data fields. So I'm going to go ahead and say, this is Wednesday demo. And what am I putting in? A first name, a last name, and maybe a phone number. So 888-999-7777. So I put in a phone number, and bada bing, bada boom, there it shows up over here. So Wednesday demo and a phone number. Okay, so there's obviously some issues. First of all, these fields aren't labeled, so I have no idea what I'm putting in. And second, there's no image. So let's modify this form in this process. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to double click on the first field, and it says input first name, but the placeholder says type here. So I'm going to say input first name and ... So now that's my placeholder. So that says first name. So let's go with input first name instead of first name. Let's get our spelling correct. F-I-R-S-T. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here so you can see it. Input first name. Here I'm going to put input last name, ... And we can see that. And then here I'm going to put input phone, ... So now we have 3 different fields. Well, I also want to have an image. So let's go ahead and put an image button in here. So I'm just going to close this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to come over to the left. I'm going to click on image, and then I'm just going to draw an image input right here. Okay, and I'm going to insert a dynamic image. So what we're going to do is, I'm sorry, that's a display image field. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to come down to my inputs group, input forms, and I'm going to input a picture. There we go, picture uploader. So I'm going to, excuse me, input a picture loader there. And so the placeholder is going to be, well, we'll just leave it. Click to upload an image. And that's it. So we're going to, just call that input picture loader A. We'll just picture upload photo. Okay, so we'll call that upload photo. Okay, so now I've put a new data field in here. Excuse me just a second. Now I've put a new data field in here, and so what I want to do is I want to go in and edit the workflow. So I'm going to double click on add data, and then I'm going to click edit workflow. And so here we've got a create a new demo test thing. Okay, so I've got first name goes to input first name's value, last name goes to input last name's value, phone goes to input phone's value. Let's add a new one. Click. We're going to do photo. This is the database field, and this is the input. So we're going to come down here to input, upload photo value. Okay, so all we're doing is matching our inputs to the database. Now, if you'll remember, the action here starts with create a thing, create a new thing, which is one of the options. So if I click here, I can come down to data things, create a new thing. Well, that's what I did in this first step. In the second step, I'm resetting the inputs. How do I do that? I come down here to element actions and I choose reset, I choose input, reset inputs. That resets them so that each time you come to that page, the input values are fresh. They're not what the person or what you put in last time. Okay, so now I can go back to the design view and I can then click on preview. And so this will show us the preview. And when we refresh the page, there'll actually be an input field for an image. Come on, reload. There it is. Now there's a click to upload image. So here I can put in next demo. And I'll put phone number something 111-222-3333. And I'm going to click to upload an image. So I click here and I go get an image off of my database. And now I click add data. And now you'll see I have the next record has an add data. Okay, so how do we go back and fix these records here? Okay, well, we need to be able to have an edit data form. Okay, so how do we enable an edit data form? Well, there's more than one way to skin the cat. so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little icon over here on the right-hand side that looks like a pencil so that you can edit. And then you can edit this field, and then we'll toss the data into another form, and we'll then use that edit field form to edit the data. Okay, so let's come back over here. And first, let's put our little icon in. So I'm going to come over here to our visual elements. I'm going to click on icon. I'm just going to go up here to our first repeating group element. I'm going to put the icon right there. Now I'm going to choose the icon called edit. Whoops. Let's click here, EDIT. That gives us a pencil. Let me just try pencil, PENC. There we go. I like this one better right here. Okay, so we're going to do a pencil. Okay, so now we have an element for a pencil, and see how it automatically repeats down. So what do we do when we click on the pencil? Okay, so we highlight the pencil and we want to start edit workflow. Okay, we want to make this pencil such that when you click on it, it does something. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you to, first of all, let's do this. Let's create a page. We're going to try to do this in stages. We're going to create a page that has edit. We're going to call it edit new test. Okay, so we're going to create a page called, add a new page called edit new test. Okay, so this is our edit new test page. And on this page, we're going to put, so first of all, I'm going to double click on the page, and we're going to make this page type of content. We're going to call it demo test. Okay, so this is the demo test. I think that was the data field. Did we have a new test? No, we just had demo test. That's it, demo test field. So we're going to edit this whole page. The data fields for this page is set to demo test. Okay, so we're going to close that. Now we're going to create a, close that. Now we're going to create a form. So I want that form to be in a group. So I'm going to grab a group, and I'm going to go ahead and just put a group here on the page. And I'm going to call this group edit demo test. Okay, and the data source is going to be do a search for demo test. Okay, so this is the data. So that's our data source. Type of content, go back to demo test. There we go. Data source, do a search. Click to use the first item of this list. The data you're displaying is a list of demo tests, while it should be a single demo test. Okay, demo test, first item. There we go. So let's see how this works. Okay, so now what we're going to put in here is we're going to put in some data fields. We're going to put in an input. So we're going to put in an input, and we're going to make this input. We're going to call it first name, and it's going to be initial content is going to be parent group demo tests first name. Okay, so whatever is in the field that we click on is going to be that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to just paste it. I'm going to copy it and paste it. So that's first name, last name, phone number, and let's see here, phone number. And then I'm going to put in a file uploader, and then we're going to put in a button. So this is click to upload a file, dynamic link, insert dynamic link, first photo. Okay, so it's going to put in a photo, max file size 50 megabytes. Okay, so now we have a file uploader, edit demo test. Okay, so that's edit demo test, name of that particular record. So we need to go in here and change the first name to last name. Okay, and then on this one, we need to change the first name to phone. So once you've got your fields kind of copied and pasted, it's real easy to go in and do things. Now we're going to grab a button. We're going to put a button right here, and we'll just call this update. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and click all of these, right click, and we're going to center horizontally. So that just makes all of them nice and neat inside the group. And so Now what we're going to do is we're going to double click on the button and we're going to do an edit, and we're going to click here to add an action, and we're going to data things, and we're going to make changes to a thing. Okay, so we're going to make changes to a thing. And the thing that we're going to change is going to be current page demo test. Okay, so that's what we're going to change. Now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to have different fields. We're going to, come on, we're going to have different fields. What we're going to do is we're going to change the first name to the parent group demo tests. Oh, wait a second. Nope. To the input first name value. There we go. So that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to change the last name to the input last name value. We're going to change the phone number to the input first name. Oh, we got two input first names. Okay. We're going to come down here to the input. Where's the phone number? Okay, I got to go back and find the phone number. And we're going to input the photo to the parent group demo tests. Oh, wrong. We're going to input the file uploader demo test. There we go, value. And I've got to go back and look. So we're just going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to go back and look to the design. This is parent group. Oh, I put parent group test photo here. That should be test phone. Okay, so we're going to do phone. I didn't get the right value put in there. So I write the name. So now we're going to come back over to the workflow, and we're going to put in parent group, or let's see, input. Phone equals input. Where's my input for phone? Okay, so let's go back over here and look at what we did. So we have input for, let's see, I might have gotten these wrong. Well, let's go in and look and see what we got here. Okay, so when I click update, so what do I want to do when I click update? So I'm going to come back in here, go to workflow, and I'm going to click here. And so I'm going to leave that blank. So I don't have a value there. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that blank. And then when I click the action navigation is I'm going to go to the page where I have my edit new test. Oh, no, that's the page I'm on now, edit new test. I don't want to go to edit new test. I want to go to the new test page, and the data to send is going to be the result of step one, make changes. So I make changes to the data. Okay, so boom, that's it, result of step one. Okay, so let's go now to the preview of this page and see what we're going to do. Okay, so first let's go. We have Mary Jacobs. Okay, so how are we going to know that we're editing Mary Jacobs? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go back to that page, and we need to make sure that the link takes us to the appropriate. So we don't have the link here. So I'm going to click update and see if the link button shows, the edit button. Oh, so see it? I think it's right over here on the right. So this isn't wide enough. So I need to make this wider. So let's go back over here. Let's edit the new test page. And I need to make this wider. So we're just going to do that. And so now I should be able to click preview. Let's go to preview. There we go. Now, if I click on, say, Mary Jacobs, so that's not clickable. That's not a clickable element. So I have to go back and I have to make this a clickable element. So I've clicked on it, and now I'm going to start edit workflow. And so when I click on the info, I'm going to navigate, go to page, edit new test, and then data to send is going to be current cells demo test information. Okay, so now I should be able to come over here, refresh this page. And now I should be able to let's click on Mary Jacobs, and that'll take us to the Mary Jacobs page. But look what it got. It put in the first cell's value. So this is not actually what I want inserted in here. So I've got a little bug. I need to go in and need to correct that. So let's go back over and let's go to the page, edit new test. And now let's go to the design and let's look at what we've got in here. Parent group demos first name evaluates to a test. Okay, to a text. Okay, so what am I putting in here? I'm putting in some data. I'm putting in the wrong data. And so context format, initial content, I don't think it needs to be parent group. Okay, so let's try this. We're going to insert the data, current page demo test, first name. Okay, now let's go see what happens when we do this. I'm going to click the back button, so I go backwards to the previous page. Okay, so now we're going to click on Mary Jacobs, and that'll take us to there we go. Now we've got Mary's name in, but we've got the wrong rest of the information. So let's go back over here. And instead of it being current and parent groups, we're going to be current page. So double click, and we're going to go into the first page, current page demo test last name. Now we can just edit the first part here, current page demo test, and we can edit this current page demo test photo. Okay, so now that we've made those changes, now we can go and view this. Actually, again, we're going to click the back button. Okay, so now we're going to click on Mary Jacobs. We're going to go to the edit page, and now it's got Mary Jacobs information. So if I click to upload photo, I'm going to load this Chicago River scene. That's a pretty big file, so hopefully it won't take too long. I'm going to go ahead and click update. Now this should take us back, and we should get a photo of Mary Jacobs showing up here. But I don't see Mary Jacobs' photo. So I don't know if I submitted too large of a file or if it just hasn't shown up because it takes time to load. So let's just refresh the page and let's see if we can't get a smaller file. Okay, so Mary Jacobs, look at here, I've got a first name value in here. So I might have the wrong value. So let's come over here. This is our edit. I should have current page demos test phone. What does this say? Oh, it says first name. I should say phone. So that's what that should say. This also says first name. It should say last name. That's the placeholder. Okay, and so what data am I showing here? Okay, so initial content should be the phone value. Okay, so let's see what let's see, this clicked upload file. So let's go ahead and come over here. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to refresh this page, see if I still have Mary Jacobs information on here. I do. So I'm going to put a phone number in, 444-555-4444. I'm going to click upload a photo. I'm going to do a smaller photo this time, Frisco street map, upload. And so now the photo is uploaded. So I'm going to click update. That should take us over here. There we go. See, Mary's photo has been added, but her phone number did not get updated. So the phone number should have been updated. So now we come back over here and we need to figure out, well, what happened to the phone number? So this phone number goes to the current page demo test's phone. So that should have put the phone number value in, but it didn't. Oh, you know why? Okay, let's go to our workflow because I didn't have that mapped. Look here, the phone wasn't mapped. So we're going to click, and now we're going to come down for input phone. There we go, input phone's value. So there we go. Now we've made that change. We're going to come back over here. Now we're going to click to edit Mary Jacobs. So it'll take us to here. We're going to put in a phone, 444-555-6666. And we're going to click update, and it's going to take us back And now Mary's phone number is going to be there. So we have now created a loop. We can create a new record here, and then that gets it added to here. And then we can go in and click on this, and we can come over and we can edit the record. And I'll go ahead and add something. I don't know. Let's try this photo, see how big that is. And wait till it loads. Maybe I clicked it too soon. Now it should be loaded. I'll click update. And now we come over and yeah, there we go. I didn't wait for it to upload the last time. That's why we had that little problem. All right, so now we've created sort of a complete cycle. Create a record, view the record, edit the record, and then view the edited record. That's all we can accomplish in our 30-minute time frame today, but that functionality right there is a critical functionality to your being able to build an app. And you saw how easy it was to do this on Bubble. Literally, you can do incredibly rapid development of applications with Bubble. I'm so super excited about this, and I'm enjoying showing it to you. I hope you're enjoying watching. And so tomorrow's Friday. Come back tomorrow, 3 o'clock, and we'll take it to the next step and do something else cool. Maybe do a search. Well, let's do that. Let's do a search tomorrow. All right. Have a great day.